Good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at GameStar TV. We're at the eLeague GG LAN here at the Chatswood Concourse. My name is Kit Fox, going to be bringing you all this Counter-Strike Go action. And joining me, it is a very good morning to Enigma.
Good morning. How are we today?
Absolutely fantastic, mate. Chomping at the bit to get into these games. We are already 2 rounds in here on, it looks like we are on Cash.
Cash, yes.
It looks like we are on Cash. So Hats is going to get the first frag with the AWP. So Cash already for the counter-terrorists here, Enigma.
Yes, he is. He's actually managed to get that early aggression towards the A site, something that he's decided to do because he knows they're going to be on a gun round. So who are the teams that we have here?
So we've got Crayola. They are on the counter-terrorist. That's Hats, Kenny, JD, Prodigy, and MC. And over at the terrorist side, that is Big W, which is King Big, Richie, Pockers, Nate, and Spydoc. So still in favour of the counter-terrorist, big old Richie. He's just gobbling it, making sure nobody comes across his path. It's a 4v5 situation. A hush has fallen over the map. And, well, Enigma, everyone's just stopped moving.
Yes, they have. So you can see that the terrorists lost that early pick, so they're just trying to slow it down a little bit. You can see that Spydoc here is just trying to work his way through that middle area, but you can see on the counter-terrorist side that Prodigy has in fact opened Squeaky. You can actually see in. He now knows that I believe that is King Big TV is sitting in there, and you can see he throws the flash as well. Number 7, however, Richie is going to make that aggression. Doesn't actually win the fight. Prodigy is going to take him down just like that, and we're going to have Prodigy just sitting in that A main in control of the bomb, and you can see already they're rotating a lot of those CT players over to try and just keep control of that bomb. And with with Big W just trying to make something out of this. King Big is actually going to get the spray down. Prodigy sitting on 13 health is about to take that fight. As you can see, tries to sneak out just like that. However, Ken Nee is going to take the frag. Really good first gun round coming out from Crayola.
They take the advantage. This is a pretty CT favoured map. And you can already see the Crayola guys just flexing their muscles. They've now got cash in the bank. 2,450 is the stock for these guys.
I expect an eco coming out of Big W here. And as you can see, very light buys, a couple of P250s, a Tech 9, and someone, Richie, actually still sitting on that Glock. I don't know why, but as you can see, they are going for a bit of an aggressive B rush. Tries to get the first frag, does actually get traded out. Kaney is actually going to be taken down. However, we've got JD with the cleanup crew. You can see Nate here going for the kill. Invent does actually get the double dink as well. And as you can see now, back onto the site, this is really good. Coming out from Big W, Richie has managed to get a gun as well, is trying to fight 2v2 situation. Richie just sitting underneath, and Muzz does take a lot of damage, but is able to actually get on the site and plant that bomb.
Very good work there from the terrorists getting their first plant of this game. It is a 2v2 situation, but damage has been taken by Nate from the terrorists. He's down to 13, 1 bink, and he is Dunsky. And you can see now Richie comes around the back, got the drop on Prodigy, but the 180 was too strong. Meanwhile, Nate, the man with 5 HP, got the frag, but Hats was too good. He's going to get a very easy defuse, got the kit, got the clue, got the round.
Fantastic eco round coming out from Big W there, however, just with no armor whatsoever, are actually able just to get into that site and you know, take 4 guns off of Crayola. So really good stuff coming out from Big W. And as you can see now, a full buy is coming out, AWP with full nades, full AKs as well. So really good stuff, really good economical round coming out from Big W.
Everybody with a diffuse kit on the Big W side as well. So sorry, from the Crayola side. So that's very good to see. I know some teams like to opt it for the 1 or 2 kits and then trade it around depending on how they go. Just got a little bit of a lag coming on the screen there, but here we go, back into the action. Hats gets the kill onto Pockers. So it's a 4v5 situation now, and the bomb being dropped just in front of the T-spawn.
Yes, I actually think as well that shot that Hats got was actually just a blind shot through smoke, so really good stuff. Able to get 1 pick over towards that A side, have a Prodigy sitting inside of that squeaky area, picks up an AK and is just trying to keep control of the site from where he is. Terrorists only have 3 people, however, as you can see, it is a 3v2 on that A site, and just like that, really good stuff coming out from King, able to take him down. However, JD is able to get the trade, but once again, King able to take him down. 2v2 situation with the bomb going down from Richie, and as you can see as well, the terrorists are coming around, able to get that Molotov in. Let's see where that flies. Goes onto the site, really good stuff, as well as the grenade, and here we go, Richie. See if he can hold the site.
Threading the needle with those nades there. Love the tracker cam. Now Richie's taken a little bit of damage, as has King Big, but he's got a good position. Going to thread the needle here. Sees one. The poke was on, but just couldn't get the frag. Now Kenny gets the kill into King Big. Now it's all up to King. Oh, the man gets the headshot onto Hats. Big frag. It's 1v1. Oh, but the jump shot from Kenny takes down King Big, and you can hear the elation from here.
Wow, Kenny just able with that the 5-7, able just to jump off at the top of Red and take him out. As you can see in the chat as well, the player's complaining just a little bit, but fantastic stuff coming out from the counter-terrorist side on the retake. And as you can see, the money though, because of that really good economical round, the money on the terrorist side still really good, with that round loss bonus picking up as well.
They are running one Glock, and that looks like Richie. So he's just going to be running the pistol, going to save it, possibly we've got a DC actually.
Oh yes, we do. We have a DC coming out from the terrorist side.
Yeah, poor Richie's going to be without this round. Look, he's back. He can't buy now, I don't believe.
No, he can't now. It looks like however he is lagging.
Ooh, unfortunate.
But just like that, they are going to decide to continue on with the round. As you can see, really close stuff here. MC kind of playing around with that smoke, making his way onto the box as well. As you can see, the terrorists with a lot of pressure towards that A site, and you can also see the counter-terrorists countering that already, playing 3 on the site and 1 towards the middle.
Just a hush falls over the map. The bomb's still in favour of the T's. Mux has it, but as I say that, he gets taken down. It was actually Nate, but the return frag's coming out from King Big, taking down MC and Prodigy. Hats, though, levels it up. It's now 3-on-3. Another shot comes out, doesn't find its mark. King Big has been hit. Pockers, though, he finds JD's M4 and goes down. King Big, in the meantime, gets taken down by Hats. It's all... it was Richie. It's now King Big TV. Twitch.tv. King Big, let's see what this man can do. He's got the crouch on, not giving away any sound spots. 1 up the top, there gets the spray kill. He's now got 2 to contend with. Kenny and Hats, but the drop... Oh, no, I thought the AWP got the frag there. It just got the bink. But Kenny was too good to come around with that M4. Clean up crew styles. 6-0 Enigma.
King Big playing that really well, however. Almost got the frag on the AWP quad, just happened to miss the headshot. But now you can see as well, because of the round loss bonus coming out, as you can see, they've lost 6 rounds in a row. The money is still really good on King Big TV. Oh, sorry, Big W's side. And so you can see once again going for that full buy. Richie doesn't have head armor, but does still have the AWP in play. Using that really quite well, actually. Only 3 frags, but it is difficult when you've got one team really dominating to pick up frags with the AWP, because it is very much reliant on the team to allow you just to get that pressure in.
Speaking of pressure, you've got eyes down the middle, so nobody will be coming through connector as long as, I believe that's Hats with the AWP up the top, not letting anybody through. Bomb still in the hands of the terrorists. Nobody's actually picked it up. Tactical drop seems to be the flavour of the day. It's still a 5-on-5 situation. None of these teams giving away an inch. Enigma, you can see players Prodigy and I believe it's King Big. They're very close to each other in Squeaky, but they just don't know. And there we can see now King Big making himself known, cops a little bit of fire, no damage. 1 minute now on the clock at Enigma, it's go time. Yeah, so as you can actually see as well, Prodigy's sitting up here. Positions played relatively often, but it's just used to throw off this counter-terrorist side, particularly when they have, again, that 3-stack on A. So King Big need to start to realize that, hey, these people aren't playing anyone towards the middle, and we need to start abusing that. But as you can see, building up towards that A site, which could be a bit of a problem with that B stack as well. But as you can see here, MC is only sitting on 7 HP. So we'll see how they can hold this. But as you can see, King Big throws the pop flash. Here we go. Hopefully going to be breaking onto the site. No control smoke, however. I don't know if I agree with that, but MC just hiding behind quad, trying to stay alive as the terrorists start raining onto the site. Big D is able to get something. MC whiffs the spray as well and does get caught for it. And just like that, the terrorist side are able to make their way onto the site. 4v2 situation. King Need not sitting on a lot of money either on the counter-terrorist, so maybe they're going to just decide to save. No, they are going to go for it. MC was in a really good position there. He actually got the drop on. If he had anything other than an SMG, I think he would have had the time required to get the frags. Meanwhile, JD takes down Pockers. Spydock has taken down JD with the retaliation frag. It's a 2v1 situation. All up to Kenny, gets 1. It's 1v1. What can this man do? He fakes the defuse, just baits it out a little bit. And there's Richie. Well played. Baits 4 days, take this man fishing, he'll catch you a bag, and that will be another round. 7-0 in favour of Crayola. A little bit of team miscommunication there, maybe. As you can see, Richie was playing that A main site. However, the bomb was planted in default, meaning it's incredibly hard to get the frag there. So that's why he probably peeked out a little bit early, thought he might have to run around the corner. So a little bit of miscommunication, but a really clean round. Good entry frags. Just Big W currently struggling to hold the site once they've got those entries. Richie really didn't have a choice there. If you hear a defuse, especially when you know that your team is packing kits, you really have no choice but to peek because a 5-second timer, but that control smoke comes out. Prodigy gets a kill onto King Big, but now it's all coming up counter-terrorists. They've got 3 on the board. It's a 3v1 situation now, as with all those frags, Nate is the lone terrorist. What can he do? The bomb is, well, it's right next to him, but the CTs have got eyes on it. He's in a good position, but the flash comes out. JD and MC combine. Another round to the counter-terrorist Enigma. This is a dominant performance so far.
Yeah, JD showing is really good, not only with that AWP as well, with that USP, just landing 2 clean headshots onto a man with armor. And just like that, you can actually see they're deciding to go for an eco. Really smart choice. Want to build up that economy. They could have forced up here because of, once again, that round loss bonus, but they just decide, you know what, no. We're going to take it slow. We're going to build up some money. Going to fire those AWPs. And then just like that, they're going for a B play.
MC burning all his cash. He's got absolutely none left in the bank, but he has got the gear to get it done. Eco on the side of Big W, so this one may be over very, very quickly. If you can win an eco round, not only have you just stacked the odds in your favor, you've taken so much cash and guns off the other team. You could even hold their guns, hold your cash, and then just play a few rounds in advance.
Definitely, and as you can see, Prodigy going a little bit aggressive, does get the first headshot and the spray transfer on the second one. Tries to swipe at the pistol, could get punished for it, but just like that, is actually going to be taken down by Richie. However, the trades are coming out from Nate here, from MC, sorry, getting those 2 trade frags. So really, really good aggressive play coming out from Prodigy. Realizing that they might have to go for an eco and just trying to get those frags as quickly and as cleanly as possible.
All up to Spydock now, the lone man. He does have the bomb, but JD was just too good. There were CTs coming from every side, and Crayola continued to flex those big, strong muscles. 9-0 on the scoreboard now. Cash. Both teams have got cash here because that was an eco, so keep that one in mind from the terrorists. Now they've got AWPs, now they've got AKs, now it's a much level playing field. Let's see where these smokes land.
Definitely, but as you can see, like I said, deciding to go for that save, and this is why. 2 AWPs coming out from the terrorist side, trying really hard to make something happen here. Like I said before, they're getting really close entry frags, and just like that, here we go. King B is able to get the first frag, doesn't see the second player, but manages to just sneak away, so that is a really good start. Probably one of the best starts they've had so far in this half, actually being able to start with a player advantage, unlike before. But as you can see as well, they are no longer playing anyone in the mid, and again, the terrorist side need to be taking more mid control. Just push through that middle, take some frags, take the trades, and then you have to keep them guessing, because at this point, it's just kind of like they're walking into guns.
They've been scared of Hats. I mean, Hats every single round has had an AWP pointed square down middle. And now King Big just trying his luck, trying to get the spray onto Squeaky because the CTs just closed the door on him a little bit there, going, hey, you're going to have to make yourself known again if you decide to come back now. They decide, speaking of that mid connector Enigma, it looks like they're just thinking about it now. No, they are actually going to go through the left-hand side, through the corridors, over to the B connector. Flashbang comes out from Prodigy, doesn't find anyone. Pockers now's got that AWP. Another Hush falls over the map. An Incendiary comes out, just preventing any terrorists from coming into this B-bomb site. There's a little bit of sound going on now. No rotation as yet from the counter-terrorist. Flashbang goes in. Pockers eats it with elation. Still 9-0 on the scoreboard. MC is down, so it's 4 versus 5 in favor of the terrorists. Now it's leveled up as King Big goes down. Well done to Prodigy picking up the frag there. Another one from Kenny. He manages to catch down Nate. They push into this B-bomb site now. There's control smokes everywhere. There's no flashbangs though. Prodigy and Hats going up against Spydock. And in the vent area, Hats and Kenny 2G. It's 10-0 on the scoreboard, Enigma. This is looking good for Crayola.
Yeah, I think King B there made a little bit of an error. He was actually still in that middle when they were pushing onto the B site and got picked off by Prodigy. So as a result, what happened was it became a 3v2 and they knew immediately where they were going. So really good stuff from the CT side. However, really struggling just to get on this terrorist side. And it's been something that's been really occurrent recently at this LAN, as you can see. Really, really dominant CT sides on a map that is actually quite even CT side to terrorist side. So I think the terrorists need to do something
CTs
here.
Are pushing. They're coming through the smoke. It's MC and Prodigy. They've taken the fight to Big W, and they get 3 frags. They take the advantage. It's all up to Richie and Nate. King Big manages to get the pistol kill onto Hats, though. And I think as soon as Crayola realized that Big W were running eco, they said, hey, we can push here. We've got the advantage, but the bomb has gone down on the A bomb site. Now there's a forced rotation. King Big takes down Prodigy. MC gets Nate, and now it's all up to, I was going to say it's all up to King Big, but as I say that, JD gets the frag. This is going to be another easy defuse, and we're going to go to 11-0 Enigma.
Yeah, and really good stuff though from coming out from the terrorist side. Even though they're down, you can see they're making good plays. Really smart stuff. Even though the Crayola pushed 2 players into that A site, they still managed to actually counter-strat them by going out through that squeaky door with that smoke there, because you have to remember, smokes are designed to block people off. That goes both ways. So even though they pushed through that smoke, it was way too risky for them to come back out of it. And just really good adjustment from the Terra side, just pushing straight through that squeaky door and actually getting the bomb down. But as you said, 11-0 is still 11-0.
Absolutely, but cash in the bank now. That's what you got to think of when you're a terrorist. That was an eco round, and they very nearly stole that one from Crayola. But now they got cash in the bank. They got the bomb down as well, plus those frags, money in the bank. That's what that equals. Still 11-0, no frags early on this map. Again, they're looking down that connector, but Hats is just looking down it with an AWP, and he's got MC in support. So again, as they try to push over mid, King Big just finds the AWP, and Hats was all too easy to put him in his place. So it's a 4v5 situation now. Flashbang's going out. There's still smokes in favour of the terror side, should they decide to use them now. Spydock just gobbling around because he knows that King Big went out there and got picked.
Yeah, definitely. But that's something I'm kind of liking from the terror side. So they're keeping their utility. Now that means one of two things. Either they're planning some kind of execute towards the site, or they're just not using their utility properly. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and feel like they are going to be trying to make this B play. Now, really smart stuff coming out from the terror side, because you can see there are only 2 players, and finally they're actually rotating all 4 of them over instead of having that one player in mid and just making it a 3v2. Now they're going to be able to get the trades, and Molotovs are going out. You can see immediately though, however, Hats is going to start rotating over, knowing that there's not a lot of time. 30 seconds left on the clock. Can they make the entries onto this site? As you can see, we do have someone getting taken down. That is going to be Kenny, but just like that, like I said, getting the trade. So now it is a 3v3, but Terrace do have control of the site, getting the bomb down pretty quickly as well. But as you can see, MC going for the big flank. Takes the fight. King B does actually miss the shot over. Can he zone him out? Harles, no, Prodigy is going to take him down. 2v3 situation, just like it's been time and time again. Nate actually turns around almost, just the timing. Just like straight in his face, he's actually get the headshot as well. He's taken down by Hats. However, King Spiddock, however, 1v1 situation, knows he has an AWP. However, does pick straight into it. And then it's going to be Hats taking and clutching that round. 12 rounds to 0 at the moment.
I don't know if I agree with that peak at all, Enigma. He knew the guy had an AWP. Hats just picked his teammate, and he thought, you know what, I'll back myself here. But when you've got a team like Crayola and a guy like Hats with an AWP, I mean, he's dominating at the moment. He's on 14-3, Enigma. Silly play. If you're going to do that, flash him first.
Definitely. And I think what happened there was just nerves came into it. You know, in that kind of situation, 1v1, they know where you are. Sometimes if you don't play on LAN very much, or you just, the nerves can kick in. What probably happened, he was like, I need to get this pick right now. So I understand that definitely he made it, but nerves are such a big deal when it comes to team-based Counter-Strike. However, Prodigy almost gets sprayed down by King Big here. And really interesting setup now, you can see. I feel like Crayola assume they're on an eco once again, because they stacked three people towards that B site. However, just like that, Pokas is going to get that first frag. However, it does get traded out by Hats onto Spiddock. And it is now one person still on that A site, and I do like that they've rotated that third person. You can see MC sitting in that vent area. This is so difficult to deal with without the proper utility, assuming he has good aim. But just like that, I like the choice from the terror side just to slow it down. Take it easy. Try get a pick, and just like that, Pokas. Wow, through the flashbang as well. Does get the second headshot. Pokas is opening up this B site. 4v2 now. He can't get antsy. But wow, just that blind spray, but does get taken down by Hats. But wow, what an entry frag onto that B site. And as you can see now, rotating over towards that A, where there is no one.
Getting 2 flashbang kills. Thank you very much for coming and not thrown the flashbang. He ate it, and they were blind kills. So now the rotation comes on. 3v2 situation, oddly, in favour of Big W. We haven't said that enough today. 12-0 is the score on the board in favour of Team Crayola. Hats and Prodigy, though, 2 of the best fraggers here for Team Crayola. Hats dominating with the AWP. Prodigy just as much with the M4. King Big, Richie, and Nate need to make a move here. Richie needs to be careful not to get himself picked. Hats, though, has made himself known. And now it's all up to Prodigy. What can he do? That's the first round that Big W have managed to pull back on Crayola.
Yeah, and really smart stuff there as well. They made that time, the terror side made that adjustment. They planted out in the open so the A main player could still play A main and just wait for the bomb. So much better job. However, if they lose this round, they're going to be in a lot of trouble because their money will reset. But interesting enough, on the side of Crayola, not a lot of money left actually. So they're definitely taking guns every round, just finally able to actually close one of those rounds out. So really good stuff.
They did lose a lot of utility as well. They lost those kits, they lost those nades, and they had heaps. Now Hats has been picked in the mid here. Now that is interesting because he has been the one doing the fragging. Now that mid connector has been completely opened, and the terrorists, The bomb is still back in their spawn. They're forced a rotation out of the CT. Smokes go down here, but the momentum now in favor of Big W.
Yes, and what I really like about Big W is they're not getting antsy. They're not going, okay, we've got to pick, we have to go. They're slowing it down. They're still playing slow because they know they've got the gun advantage. They've got the man advantage. So if you just play trades from now on, it'll come down. You will win every time. And so really important that the terrorists are staying together while still opening that map up. So I'm really liking the adjustment coming out from Big W, trying to seal these last 3 rounds, and hopefully they've got a really solid CT side.
King Big needs to be careful because he's been in a squeaky every single round. MC and Prodigy and everybody, in fact, from Crayola knows where he's going to be. Pockers goes down to JD, so leveling it up at 4 apiece. Like you said, they got that early frag. They decided to play conservative, and it didn't really pay off for them in the end because now it's a level playing field. Even Stevens, Kenny and JD have copped a little bit of a bink each, so they're not at full strength coming into this fight, but already the T's are making themselves known at the A site. Smokes go in, flashes go in, even Molotovs. It's just nade city here. Now MC gets taken down by King Big and Spydock as they come around the corner. And Hush falls over the map. Bomb still needs to go down, Enigma.
Yeah, I don't like that bomb plant either. As I was saying, he actually planted in such a situation it can still be diffused from behind cover, but they do have such a life advantage. It shouldn't be punished this time, but just small adjustments that need to be made. But can we see if Kenny can actually clutch this out? 1v3 situation. Tries to find the first frag, knowing there's probably going to be a guy towards that quad area. Sprays towards smoke. Does actually get the first frag on the guy on towards the forklift. And just like that, 1v2 situation coming in now. Tries to get the second, but does actually get caught from the guy in NBK. So really good stuff coming out once again. And this is actually going to be it. You can see the counter-terrorist side are broke. Not going to have many guns coming into this final round. And just like that, a pause is coming out. So what do you think about the situation so far? What do you think about the adjustments that Big W have made?
I think those early frags have been turning the tide. You take down someone like Hats, who has his eyes cast down mid every single time. You take away that threat, not only do you remove the AWP, you open up a completely new route for your team to go. Yes, terrorists haven't really been taking it, but when Hats is out of the picture, they realise that, hey, speaking of Hats, he's actually had a little bit of a DC, so he'll be back very, very soon. It is the last round of the half, but back to what I was saying, you take Hats out of that mid, the AWP is down, the route is open, and then they know basically where the rest of the CTs are going to be because every single time they're going to the same spots, throwing the same nades. They know King Big is going to be in Squeaky. King Big knows there's going to be someone at Forklift. So they play a little game of mind chess.
Definitely.
Every single time King Big comes through to Squeaky, he knows there's going to be Prodigy possibly up on the box as how he's been about 90% of the time. So I think they've just been able to read the play a little bit better. They're starting to understand what Crayola can do, and they're adapting to it perfectly.
Definitely, and I think the big thing, the reason the 2 rounds they won was when they've got their AWP sitting in this position here. What's been happening is they've been playing several players towards this area, and what they're doing, they're getting that middle pick, but they're falling back out of mid, which I thought was a little bit strange. But what they're doing, they're just allowing the counter-terrorist side almost to play themselves. So I really like that adjustment, definitely. Just the mid control and then slowing the pace down, trying to force out some issues as well as just tightening up their team play a little bit. You know, they're not playing these random picks towards the middle, and they're not just having that one person just sitting there. So they're buddying up, they're staying together, they're putting their big frag with generally Richie towards the AWP by himself, and everyone else is just teaming up. So really good adjustment. A little bit late into the half, but it doesn't matter because they are going to hopefully take out this third round. But JD is actually, and as you can see, a push is coming out from the counter-terrorist side, and this is disastrous for Crayola. Richie is going to get taken down. It is a 2v1 situation. Somehow the frag's coming through, and we are going to have Prodigy being the last man left with a deagle only, but this man showing he does have amazing aim. 18 and 10 is going to make his way towards that B site, and just like that, they are able to set up, they are able to get the optimal bomb plant. And this is much better. Able to do it in such a way that it can't be diffused from behind the box. You can play one guy towards the site. And the really important thing with Cash in terms of setting up on as the terrorist is you want to get the bomb down and then get as many people off the side as possible. When I see players hold 6 or 7 people on that side, or 6 or 7? Sorry, 4 or 5 people on that side. It's just horrible.
Fates. The defused fake comes out and he forces out Nate and Spydock. Another fake coming out. They realise that he's just playing them for fools, and they get the frag on him. Try to bait out the tees. Well, they have to poke. Let's face it, they really have to. 12-3 is going to be the score going into the half. Still in favour of Crayola, but they have lost the last 3 on the trot.
Yeah, definitely. And that was really good play, as I said. Just after plant positioning is so important on Cash because it is such a balanced map in terms of aim. But really good stuff coming out from Big W. Able to make the adjustment, but we are going to come into the pistol round of the second half. Now, I'm not going to lie, Big W need this round. If they don't, it's going to be really difficult for them to pull it back.
They do, but they do have the momentum, so I'd like to think they have the advantage coming into this pistol round now that they're on the other side. So Crayola over on the terrace. Oh, big frag coming out from Spydock. A one-tap wonder takes down MC, takes down JD, but it's now being leveled up. Big bink coming out from Kenny with the Glock at long range. But the Big W guys now are in a little bit of trouble. King Big and Richie. King Big now just opting for the vent route, so we'll see if he makes himself known anytime soon. Bomb, in the meanwhile, has gone down on the B bomb site. 12-3 on the scoreboard. 3v2 situation now. King Big just trying to goblin his way in. He does have the support of Richie, who's coming from the right-hand side, so this will be interesting as they push onto the B-bomb side. Smokes go out, and they've just made themselves known. King Big cops a big bink from Hats, and now Richie is going to go down as well on the high ground, so well done there from Crayola. Staying composed, and now Big W, they've lost that momentum. They're now behind on cash, and I think the wind might have just been taken out of their sails a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And something really interesting there as well that I'm seeing. I don't know about the history of these teams, but I actually noticed on that counter-terrorist side, they had no kit. They had 5 armor, I believe. I believe they had 5 armors, so it's just small adjustments like that. Again, it didn't come into it there, but in that situation, you are going to need something like a kit because this is team CSGO. Yeah, definitely. This is team-based CSGO. This isn't a pug. So you are going to need to have people, you know, with kits, with utility, and just your aim is not going to be able to get you through. And just like this, we are going to have the terror side pushing onto that A side. Richie trying to do the best he can, but he's going to get taken down. And I would not be surprised if we are going to try to see a save, but Nate is going to be pushing his way through that middle 1v5 situation. I really think he should just try and save this gun as well as his armor.
He did have enough to buy the UMP, so it's not like he found it. You're right, he did actually spend cash on it. So I think you're right, he's going to go for the save here. The bomb has been planted down at the A-bomb site. There we go, it just goes down now. They had to retrieve it, did the terrace. But Crayola had the advantage. This will be massive if Nate can pull this off. A little bit of a spray down coming there from Prodigy. He does get the kill onto Nate eventually. So 14-3 on the scoreboard. Enigma 2 rounds away from that sweet, sweet victory. And with a Swiss format bracket, that's the best thing about it. No matter how many times you win, no matter how many times you lose, you play all the rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing as well is that a lot of teams, I would not be surprised in this situation, if it wasn't this Swiss format, would actually be going for a save here because you can pull it back. You know, if you can string together 12 straight rounds, you get overtime, but we have no overtime in this format, so they are definitely going to be playing for the win. And just like that, you can see a little bit of aggressive CSGO playing towards that forklift with that CZ. Has a flash out, not a good thing when you've only got a CZ. Doesn't get punished for it and is actually going to get the first frag. One bullet. Oh, can't actually confirm the frag either, but just like that, we're going to have Richie on the side. He's able to get a frag with the Deagle. 4v3 situation, tries to get a second, dinks him up nice and heavy, however doesn't actually manage to get it. And as you can see, 3 of the counter terrorists pushing in towards that side. We have one guy, Hats, however, is going to be from that connector. And just like that, does get the spray. Can he get the second? No, he can't. He's going to get traded out. Just like that, a 2v2 situation. Bomb goes down and Spittock with that Deagle as well as Nate sitting with that UMP. Are they going to be able to do it? MC really low, but Jo in a really good position, able to play behind this forklift. Does actually get dinked, but manages to get the headshot onto Nate. Just like this, we've got Spittock, 9 HP. Can he clutch it out with the amount of health that he has? Just like that, trying to push his way through towards that forklift area. Does actually get traded out, and that is going to be 15-3 for the terrorist side.
Bit of banter going on in the chat there. Pocker saying that the man was known for his Deagle, and then he gets popped, and the rest of the team just goes, yep, nah, what are you on? So 1 round now away from victory. We'll see if Crayola can clinch it out. Hats, though, the man with the big gun, he's got that AWP. Expect him to go somewhere near mid, I'd say, Enigma. Yeah, definitely. But particularly because he's been playing so well. And as you can see, the counter-terrorist side, look at their buy. They've got a scout, a Deagle, 2 UMPs, and a FAMAS. Not what you want to be having trying to win your way. And just like that, you already saw Hats getting the shoulder tag through the box onto Pokers. So he's already going to be tagged down to 16 HP with just that Deagle. Richie knows he's there now as well. Does have the scout. See what he can do. Tries to bang him through the wall, but just like that, is going to get taken out by the guy in mid. We've got Spittock, but I do believe unless he can pull out something absolutely incredible, is going to be taken out. Prodigy here can take down Prodigy without taking damage. That's a good start. Tries to get the frag. Actually swaps out the gun. And almost get punished for it, but just like that, Hats is going to get the frag. 16-3. The second 16-3 on cash we've seen today. No. It was 16-4. So you're close, but that's going to be GG's. They did actually load the config to play the match out, but the game is officially over. So 16-3 is the final score in favor of Crayola. That's their second win on the trot now. So they've set themselves up into a very good position here for the rest of this tournament.
Yeah,
Enigma.
definitely. I do believe. I have a strong suspicion as well as Crayola is the one picking Cash, because their team play as well as just their aiming. Their pre-aiming of certain angles is just so on point on Cash. And props to Crayola. I mean, we were talking a lot about how they can pull it back, but that's just because Crayola were just a really solid team on Cash.
Absolutely. Hats had the positions on lockdown. Prodigy had that B-bomb site, no matter if he was at Fork, on the boxes, or goblining Squeaky. Every single time he knew what he was doing. But that's it from us here for now, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard Crayola pick up the win over Big W, so don't go anywhere. We're going to have a lot more action coming your way. We're going to have CSGO coming, Overwatch, Rocket League, and Gears of War here at the eLeague.gg LAN. If you're in the area in Sydney, get down to the Chatswood Concourse, because we would love the pleasure of your company. It is absolutely popping off here. But don't go anywhere if you're at home, because we'll be back with more action right after this.